Get ready, America, for this is the best of Destination Small Town, a Kluk TV production, featuring the shows that have taken Sweet Swine County by storm. The reality hit, The Real Housewives of Sweet Swine County, Sweet Swine's favorite music show, Backstage at the Commune, the tastefully done cooking segment, Cooking It Up with Betty, the always zany soap opera, As the Corn Grows, and of course, the wildly popular talk shows that share what's happening inside and outside Sweet Swine County. Which shows will you be seeing today? Stay tuned and find out right after the break.
Get ready, because now you can watch the zany soap opera that tells the story of the citizens of Sweet Swine County who live and love as the corn grows. The show gives viewers a tongue-in-cheek look at life inside Sweet Swine County with a lovable cast of characters who bring new meaning to the word corny. Now on this station and the World Wide Web.
The lifestyles led in the small towns and counties of the Midwest are like no other, but we seldom hear about the points of interest and businesses located in these towns. Well, there's one TV station that's made it their mission to make sure the stories of the small towns of the Midwest are told, Kluk TV. That's right, Kluk TV, located in the neighboring county of Sweet Swine. See all the towns that are covered on KLUKTV.com.
This program has been made possible by the Swine Song Commune, where musicians, artists, and hippie types live together and share their passions. To learn more, visit the online magazine at sweetswinescoop.com.
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publication, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swinetail Publications is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns with the release of I Married a Swine by Destiny Disaster. Born in the Bronx, the youngest of 13 children, she learned how to fight for what she wanted at a very tender age. With stars in her eyes and a dream in her heart, she left home at 16 and set out to make it on the Big White Way. Undeterred by the competition, she found herself waiting tables at the Footlight Cafe in order to keep a roof over her head when a chance meeting led to what she believed to be the love of her life. Boy, was she wrong. You can't judge a book by its cover, girls, and this guy's cover was every girl's fantasy. Rich, handsome, funny. That is, until she married the guy. What happened next? Well, you'll just have to buy the book. It's worth every penny in life lessons learned. She got out with her life, and next time she'll have her eyes wide open to what lies beneath. Each of these towns are being considered for a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns, visit destinationsmalltown.com.
Get ready, America, because you're about to see the best of Split Hoof tonight, Sweet Swine County's #1 late night show.
Live from Sweet Swine County, where every day is sweet, it's Split Hoof Tonight with Billy Gates and the Broken Windows Band. Hi, I'm Earl Silo, and now let's welcome Sweet Swine's one and only Cousin John.
Hey, thank you, folks. Welcome to another great show of Split Hoof Tonight. Sergio, what are you doing here?
Hello, Cousin John. Well, Earl called me about 15 minutes ago, said he's over at KLUK Studios waiting for you to start filming.
That Earl. We can't be at KLUK. You know, that's in the old Grange Hall that I foreclosed on a couple years ago, you know. Oh, yeah. We got a minor rat infestation there. So I built this addition out of my cabin not too long ago. You know, my cabin here, we're here on the gorgeous shores of Swine Lake out on Moose Knuckle Point. This is a great place. So here we are, and we're in my little, what do they call them nowadays? A little man cave / office and / studio now. And when we get finished with the, folks, you're going to love this. When we get finished with the addition, there's going to be room over here for a full studio audience and the band. It'll be great, but from now on, this is where we're going to be, right here.
Well, maybe that's why Earl's not here, because he's, like I said, he's over there in his spot, and he's standing there, and he's just waiting for you.
Yeah, I don't know. That Earl, I think he's going to be waiting for a lot of things. But, you know, Sergio, you know, come think about this. I was just looking at the news the other day, and they're talking about this impending government shutdown. And our brain trust there in Washington, they've decided what they're going to do is they're going to furlough, you know, a little unpaid leave for 800,000 non-essential government employees. Hey, I got an idea.
What's that?
If we got 800,000 non-essential personnel, why don't we just make those furloughs permanent?
That's a good one, John.
Yeah, you know, and it's so funny too because, you know, the politicians, they always want to concentrate on a problem versus a solution. You know, we got illegal immigration, we got those hurricanes and all the cleanup and all that stuff, and all the way down to the alligators that are attacking people down in Florida. I mean, geez, folks, I got to tell you, you know, there is no off switch on genius. Let me tell you what I do. We're going to dig a moat all the way along the whole Mexican border with the United States, and then we're going to take all that dirt and we're going to send it to places like New Orleans and all those places. We're going to build the levees up so they don't have to worry about the floods, and then we're going to ship in all those nasty alligators from Florida, and we're going to put them in the moat. No problem.
You know, you, sir, are a genius.
Thank you very much. You know, I should be president. Bring on the next problem. But you know, Sergio, it's kind of weird though. I realized that lately my short-term memory isn't what it used to be. And I also realized that my short-term memory is not anything like it used to be. Anyway, remember one thing though, folks. Red meat is not bad for you. Green fuzzy meat is bad for you. Anyway, hang on, folks. We got a great show tonight. We got some awesome guests. We got some really cool stuff we're going to show you. But right now, we're going to take a look at something that's going on outside Sweet Swine County. We'll be right back.
Get ready, because now you can watch a full of fun daytime talk show that shares the latest and greatest news about the people, places, and events found all over our story country. The Women of Sweet Swine County, hosted by 3 sassy ladies that tell small town stories with big town attitude. Now on this station and the web.
This program has been made possible by The Daily Boar. This sometimes daily newspaper reports the news the residents of Sweet Swine County want to know. Also now featured online at sweetswinescoop.com.
Hey, thanks, folks. Welcome back. Sergio, what do you think of the new set?
Well, it looks like a cabin.
Well, it is a cabin. Like I said, this is my cabin right here on the beautiful shores of Swine Lake, right out there on Moose Knuckle Point. And so I'm surrounded by a lot of my favorite stuff. Look there, got some of my old Tonka Jeeps.
Oh, yeah.
Look there. There's a Ponderosa Ranch Camp Cup, and I got some of my old board games, Dukes of Hazzard, Barney Miller, Charlie's Angels, my Wild West lunchbox with thermos. Got my old pedal car from when I was just a little tyke down here. Got a couple parking meters. I'm not exactly sure where they come from, but that's okay. But we got, look at here's the old 55 Bel Air door.
Oh, that's
got
a classic.
The tray from the old A&W up there in Fairmont, and a speaker from the drive-in movie theater.
Wow.
Well, we got some great old stuff there. And now, usually when Earl's here, he kind of tells us about some places that he maybe might want to go see someday. You know, you and I both know Earl is well over 21. He's an adult, but he has never left Sweet Swine County.
No, that's what I understand. He hasn't. But I tell you what, I have a couple of places in mind that just might motivate that man to go ahead and get out of Sweet Swine County.
We might have to do that. Why don't you tell the folks about that a little bit?
So this is what I think Earl should do the next time.
Earl Steps Out!
Have you ever heard about chainsaw art?
Is that the guys that make the sculptures and all that stuff?
It is.
Oh.
Well, I'm here to tell you that in Storm Lake, Iowa, you need to go see an incredible display of unique tree sculptures that are being created around the community by chainsaw artist Jeff Klatt. Klatt has the incredible ability of using a chainsaw to turn trunks of dead trees into unusual sculptures in parks, along trails, and local businesses and homes.
All over town there.
All over town.
Wow.
The subject of his chainsaw artwork ranges from depictions of wildlife, Native American scenes, angels, trolls, and even some comical characters. The city of Storm Lake has really supported Klatt's artistic venture as a community-wide cultural project that can be enjoyed by residents and visitors. Each year, Klatt is creating new additions for the city's collections. And the best thing is, you can actually watch him as he chainsaws big hunks of wood into pieces of art. Klatt is quite a performing artist and is fun to watch, and he often can be seen entertaining with chainsaw in hand at charity events and festivals. And that's what I think Earl should do the next time.
Earl steps out!
Hey, good job, Sergio. You know, one other thing I wanted to show you, one of my favorites. You remember Lost in Space?
I do.
This is the Danger, Danger, Will Robinson. This is the little robot from there. But you know, there was a tragic thing. The gentleman that did the voice of the robot, he just passed away recently.
Oh.
His name was Dick Tufeld. He was well into his 90s, if I remember right. Cancer survivor, all that kind of stuff. Just finally just wore out. But here's a little tribute to you, Dick. We miss your voice. So, Sergio, what do you say we bring out our first guest?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, folks, join me in welcoming Mr. Dale Selby. Hey, Dale, welcome. And now, I understand you're from Nicollet, is it?
Yeah, it's a little town up in south central Minnesota. It's on Highway 14, right between Mankato and New Ulm, right south of Swan Lake, one of the biggest freshwater sloughs in the nation, actually. And it's a farming community, and we got a great little town there.
Great. So what is it that you do up there?
I got interested in taxidermy years ago. Actually, when I was in Vietnam, I read a book on it, and I said, when I get out of here, I'm gonna try it. And I come home from Nam and started playing with it as a hobby. And a neighbor came over and said, would you mount this? And then another neighbor, and I thought, well, I'll mount a few things to help pay for the things that I wanted to mount it. And it got carried away. And in '71, I started a little studio, and then in 1975, I built the studio that I'm still in, and this is my 40th year, and it's an interesting occupation,
40 years.
and it's fun. It's
Wow,
very
that's
challenging.
Well, let me ask you, what's probably the most unique thing you ever mounted?
Probably the most unique thing is large things. We've done half-life size elephants, we've done giraffes, we've done hippos.
Whoa.
Coming out of the water. Some of them big things are really challenging compared to some of the smaller things.
So there's some guys around here that have shot big game. And,
oh, absolutely.
And,
we've
the
got
Dark Continent or whatever it's called.
We've got a wildlife museum right there in Mankato, Paul Schomburg's wildlife museum, and he's got pretty well everything in there, from elephant to giraffe to crocodile to everything you can imagine.
So, and I know you brought a couple things for us to see, and I see this little kitty cat over here, but that's not your average. It's not your average lion. Those are quite some fangs that are on that thing. What is that?
Well, the world competition is held every 2 years, and it moves around the United States. And I always go to the world, and I always like to compete, so I see where I'm at, and I can get a score sheet and keep improving. And last summer, the world was held in St. Charles, a little suburb of St. Louis down south. And I happened to have a saber-toothed tiger skull, and I had an old lioness cape that I got out of a game farm. So I always wanted to have a saber-toothed tiger. So I casted the saber-toothed tiger jaw and teeth, and I bought a lion pedestal, and I made a saber-toothed tiger out of it.
Wow, that is awesome. But that's like those things have been extinct for a couple thousand years, haven't they?
Yeah, I figured I'd have an advantage with that because they've been extinct for 50,000 years, and maybe the judge would give me a break on it because nobody's really ever seen one but a
how's he gonna compare
Neanderthal
that, right?
man,
Yeah.
and he doesn't exist anymore. But
So I see you won a ribbon there. Was that the state fair there that you got the ribbon?
no,
or?
that's at the World. I ended up getting 3rd place at the World
Third?
competition with it.
Hold on, folks. That's 3rd place in the world. Now, but I understand that other years you've done even better than that.
Yeah, I have. In 2001, I got a 1st place in the world with a bear, and then
World
2003, I missed getting 1st place by 1 point, but I also got 1st place in 2001 by 1 point. So what goes around comes around.
Wow, folks. Not only is this the first night that we're in our new studio, but we have a world champion with us. See down below there, you've got a skull of a saber-tooth there. Now that's not the real thing, though. Is that a copy of one, or
Yeah, that's actually a casting.
Sergio's going to bring that up here and show that to us.
It's actually a casting of an original saber-toothed tiger that was found in a tar pit in California, and it's an exact copy. And I was able to take this and make a latex mold of the teeth and the fangs and everything. And then if you notice, there's another skull down there. That's a large lion skull. And if you notice, they're exactly alike,
Pretty similar, except for these guys here.
Yeah, except for the big daggers that they used to kill their prey with. And so a lion skull is a modern day lion is very close to a saber-toothed tiger. Except
So they were
for
actually about the same size. Even
if you look from the top, they're the same size except for the teeth. So I was able to take a lion cape and pretty well make a saber-tooth and just allow a little bit on the bottom for the big fangs to come out. And they pretty well had to look like that because of the skull being exactly like a saber-tooth.
I saw you bring something else in that really kind of tugged at my heart. And folks, I tell you, I've shot a couple really large deer before in my life, but I have never, and I mean never, seen a whitetail like he brought in here. So tell us about this buck that's here.
Yeah, that's a unique deer that came in from Iowa, and it is a hunting preserve buck. It was a enclosure raised animal. But the reason I bought it, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I've mounted over 3,000 whitetails. But that whitetail there, he's 40 inches wide, and for a whitetail to have an outside spread of 40 inches I have never seen a buck like that.
I've never seen a mule deer that wide.
That's exceptional for a mule deer. And a whitetail, we've done some big ones, but that one 40 inches wide is an exceptional deer.
I would really like to share this with the folks at home. Where can they go and see some of your stuff at?
Yeah, I've got a unique website put together that shows all the different projects we've done and a lot of the species we've done, and that is www.selbywildlife.com.
Perfect. We'll get that out for everybody. Hey, Dale, I tell you what, thanks so much for coming in and showing us this stuff. Folks, get on that website, take a look at this thing. You cannot believe how cool this stuff really is. Anyway, Sergio, he's got himself a new kitty cat there. But thanks again, Dale, for joining us. Appreciate having you here. Sergio, thanks for filling in for good old Earl. Folks, that's another one in the can. Good night, everybody.
Good night. This program has been made possible by SweetSwineScoop.com, the online magazine that keeps Sweet Swine County citizens informed on what's happening. For if it happens in Sweet Swine County, it's news to us.
Get ready for a website like no other. A website where you will find stories done by reporters, tourists, and celebrities from Sweet Swine County. Yes, I said Sweet Swine County. With nothing happening in their county, they decided to do some stories about the businesses and points of interest located in their neighboring towns and counties. Take a unique look at life inside the small towns of the Midwest by visiting DestinationSmallTown.com.
Get ready, because just when you thought you'd gotten the cockleburs out of your overalls, they're now on TV. That's right. This is one weed you won't want to pull. The Cocklebur Morning Show, with hosts who deliver a mix of news, entertainment, and information about the communities throughout our story country. now on this station and the web.
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publications, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swine Tales Publication is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns with the release of One Duck, One Ventriloquist, an Autobiography by Lawyer Ed. Talented, driven, hungry for fortune and fame, the story of a man and his wooden duck against the world. The High Horse Herald says, "This guy quacks me up. What a character, and the lawyer's funny too." The New Pork Periodical says, "Best $2 I ever spent on a book." Each of these towns and their businesses are being considered to hold a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns and their businesses, visit DestinationSmallTown.com.
Who are these people and what are they doing? Well, they're talk show hosts, tourists, celebrities, and reporters from your neighboring county of Sweet Swine. Yes, I said Sweet Swine County, and they're sharing what they've learned about the businesses and points of interest in the small towns of the Midwest. Learn all that they learned on DestinationSmallTown.com.
Story Productions presents Cooking It Up with Betty, a saucy look at our stories. So, get ready for the one and only Betty Thompson!
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cooking It Up with Betty. And what a show we have for you today. I have a very special guest. We will have reports from the roving reporters of what's cooking in our story country, and we'll be making a very special dish with our guest. So without further ado, let me introduce that guest today from right here in Sweet Swine County, the ever popular and one and only Prairie Ann. Oh, Prairie Ann, it's great that you finally made it.
Thank you for having me. It's so exciting to be here, and I know you've wanted me on your show for quite some time now. You know, with me having a show of my own, I know that it is so important to have interesting guests come on your show, so thanks for having me here today.
Well, I'm so glad you could make time, and I know you're very, very busy, so I'm glad you're here. Do you have any special dishes that you'd like to discuss? Sometimes my guests will bring in a question or something.
Not really, but what I do want to know is, how do you pick the dishes that you're going to make for your show?
Oh, well, that varies from time to time, Prairie Ann. Sometimes I use a seasonal or thematic idea.
That's a good idea.
And sometimes it's just something that I think maybe my guest would like to help me make.
Like your guest would like?
And sometimes it's a recipe that I want to try out for my cookbook. I'm doing a new cookbook. I'm doing a new cookbook.
Wow, that is so interesting. And you know what, Betty? I bet you didn't know this about me, but on my desk at the Scoop, I have piles of recipes, but I just never get time to try them out. And they're just all full of dust now. Is that what it's like at your place too? All your recipes are all dusted up because you just don't get any time to do it?
Well, not really, but sometimes, you know, I get recipes from viewers that want to have me include the recipe, but, you know, I really don't like to do it. I like to develop my own. Oh, by the way, how's it going with you and Daisy Mae? Have you mended any fences?
Oh, don't even ask. You know that Ronnie, he spread my private life all over the TV, and well, you know, ever since then, it's been pretty tense with Daisy Mae and myself.
Well, try some of this. This is from that new winery over at Cornstalk.
Really?
I see Lewis is motioning for us to get started here. You know, today we are going to be, you know, talking about lots of different things, and I have reporters out in the field that tell us not only what to eat, but where to eat. And they go all over, and then they share the very best foods with us, all over in our story country.
Oh, okay.
So let's go to one of those reports right now.
Yeah, that sounds fabulous.
Abby Appetite, head reporter for the What's Cooking team, taking a look at the new stories about dining options in the small towns of the Midwest. Main courses, entrees, appetizers, and daily specials, all in the small towns of the Midwest. And you see them all on KlukTV.com. Hey, let's pick one out and go there together. Remember, you'll be traveling with an appetite. Abby Appetite.
Wow, Those places looked great. And seeing all those fabulous restaurants, you know what? It has made me so hungry. Are we cooking today? Did you cook on the show?
Yes, we are. Today, I am making hoppin' hominy chili pepper casserole.
What a cute name. How did you come up with that?
I really do like to make sure that all my types of recipes are catchy so that the people will remember them, and then they can find them in the cookbook.
Okay,
so here's what I've done so far. I've placed a can of hominy in the bottom, and I've spread half of the green chilies and half of the chopped, diced up cheese, and now I'm going to put some sour cream.
Sour cream?
Sour cream over the top.
That looks good.
Do you know what hominy is?
What is hominy?
Hominy is a white corn that has been cooked with lye to remove the outside kernels of it. And the idea is that when you get it in a can like this, it's already been cooked and washed. But however, if you can get dry hominy, which sometimes you can, you have to cook it for about 3 hours before you do that. Okay, so
and
now
then you just layer that?
I'm just layering that. Now we're going to put another layer of hominy.
Could I help you with this?
Yes, please. We've started out with a layer of hominy in the bottom, and we put the layer of green chilies and jalapenos on there, and then we've spread half the cheese, and then we've put a layer of sour cream over that. Now we're going to put another layer on top of this. Would you like to help me?
I would love to help you.
Okay, I'm going to put the hominy in here, and then you can put the cheese on.
Wow, I didn't really know you knew how to really cook.
Oh, indeed we do. We cook.
I didn't think we'd be cooking. You know, once you start drinking wine, I thought, "Ooh, are we going to cook or not?"
Oh, honey, I can do both. You know that.
You can do both.
Oh, I can.
This
yes,
proves
indeed.
it.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you're helping me.
Wow.
This is not going to take so long then.
Yeah, 2 people get the job done a
Yes,
lot
indeed.
faster. And did you just prepare all this ahead of time so then it doesn't take you as long when you're in the kitchen, right?
Exactly.
You got more time to drink wine, I bet. That's why all the prep is done ahead of time. You are one smart cookie, girl.
Hey, you're really thinking, my dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't
and
get
then
much ahead of Prairie Ann, you know.
last of all, we're going to put another.
I'm not a scoop reporter for nothing.
All right, here is the secret seasonings.
Now,
secret
could you tell
seasoning.
me the secret seasoning,
Well,
please?
now, you know, Mrs. Swanson wants to know what's in here.
Oh, but I wouldn't tell her.
You know, there's a reason that we have secrets. There is a reason we have secrets.
If I could just get the secret ingredients.
Well,
that would be
I'm afraid it is going to be a secret.
Ah!
All right.
I promise I won't tell Mrs. Swanson.
All right, there we go.
And you sprinkle just a little bit of the secret seasoning. Not a lot.
Not a lot. Now, if you'll just dab a little bit of
I'll dab a little on top.
The sour cream on top, and then the last thing we'll do is we'll do the breadcrumbs. And while we're putting that in the oven, we'll take another break.
So how can I bribe you to get that secret seasoning out of you?
Hey.
Do I have to get mean? A little more wine.
A little more wine. While we're baking.
Dollops?
While this
Look
is
at there, I did
baking,
little dollops.
we'll go to another report from our living reporter.
Lenny Leftover here, just returned from the road. I and my fellow What's Cookin' reporters have discovered incredible restaurants, cafes, diners, supper clubs, and bakeries in small towns. Now you can learn what we've learned on KlukTV.com. I found them so incredible, the only leftover was I, Lenny.
And we're back. Well, our casserole is cooking. If any of our home viewers would like a copy of this recipe, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Kluk TV, Cooking It Up with Betty. Make sure that you list the recipe that you want. Or you can go to our website and look on the blog for the recipe. Thanks. Okay.
Well, I am stunned, everybody in TV land. I didn't think we'd actually cook on this show. You know, once you started pouring the wine, I was like, whoa, it's all over now.
Oh, I can do double duty, honey.
You can do double,
yes, indeed.
double duty. And let's see if I can figure this out. Are you sure you won't tell me what's in this
I'm
secret
sorry,
seasoning?
It has to remain a secret.
Are you sure? I won't tell Mrs. Swanson, I
see Lewis is motioning. We are out of time. Thanks, folks, for coming. Thank you to my very special guest, Prairie Ann. Thank you to our roving reporters. And thank you, my home viewing audience. Come back next time.
Bye-bye for now.
Another Cooking It Up with Betty. Bye.
This program has been made possible by Purdue University, Sweet Swine County's Institute of Higher Learning, with 3 classroom trailers that can accommodate up to 9 students each. To learn more, visit sweetswinescoop.com.